Jesse, first and foremost, how you feeling today?
I feel good. Um, Able to come back home after going into work, Victory Monday. Um, Nobody has to go to work. We got a Victory Monday, like Zach said. I walk in there around like 9:30, I think, and you see damn near the whole team in there, getting lift, getting treatment. So yeah, I feel really good, personally. And then as a team, I think we're feeling really well as well.
You fourth quarter, you held the Chiefs. Again, you guys are very stout and very successful against that defense. Lou obviously knows something that everybody else in the league doesn't know. But what do you think the success is for you guys continually having success against Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Yeah. I just think that overall as a defense, you start to play these really good offenses, and you just kind of take away what they like to do a lot. And for us as players to be able to kind of translate it over to the field and be able to understand what we're calling, understanding what they're running based off splits and alignments and stuff like that. A lot of stuff is kind of getting repeated. You get later in the season, you kind of able to watch, 10 plus games of what they've been able to do this year. And I think that's what, we do really well as a defense. We got a defensive coordinator that's really good, that's seen a bunch of ball, has played a ton of different defenses. And us players, we're just unselfish out there. Everybody doing their 111. And, it's worked out really well for us, like I said.
Thank you.
Jesse, I'm kind of wondering, the way you played Tennessee and Kansas City back to back last year, like you did just now, kind of different styles of play. How much did that help maybe to go through that process of the mentally getting ready for the Tennessee running game, and then the next week having to get ready for all the things that Kansas City does that you kind of went through that last year too?
Yeah, every week kind of presents his own challenge. That's why I always tell people kind of like live in the now, live in the moment, and just take care of week in and week out. And in the future we'll be just fine setting up for the playoffs. So the whole mindset was, these games are going to be playoff type of games. And we go into Tennessee, instead of going to Arrowhead, they come to us and we beat them. And then we go play in the Super Bowl. But the weird thing is we're not in the Super Bowl now. We still got, what is it, 5-6 more games left, that we have to go out and continue to grow as a team, and show, everybody what we're about. And then, get in the playoffs, and that whole thing resets. So don't really care. Nobody really cares about what you've done in the season. It's kind of, you go back to week in and week out. You survive, you advance when you get in the playoffs, and I feel like we've experienced that. And like I said, these games are going to continue to be playoff type of atmosphere games.
Jesse, what was your perspective on two of the huge plays yesterday? Jermaine's strip of Travis Kelce, and obviously Joe's sack of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I feel like our defense, we did a really good job of just eliminating a lot of the explosive plays. We talked about all week that yards don't equal points, and I think the first drive they went down there, and we stopped them and made them kick a field goal, and then we kind of felt good about where we were. And then I think they go up 7. They're up 7, and all the defense, you can see it in everybody's eyes. Just, we make our plays in the fourth quarter, and that's all we were talking about on the sideline. There was no panic or anything. We said somebody has to step up and make a play in the fourth quarter, and it happened to be Jermaine. And it's not like it was something that randomly happened. That's something that Jermaine does every day in practice. You go turn on the practice film, you'll see him stripping at the ball. You turn on the game film week in and week out, you see Jermaine stripping at the ball. So that's no surprise. Us as a defense, that he was able to do that. And then Joseph, I'm just happy for him. Personally, for him, I can only imagine being, 21 years old, coming in the league, get hurt my first year, just to see his process, and then him making a huge play in a critical moment of the game. it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see someone like that when he's kind of behind, you know, Trey, Sam, who are really good players and don't really get a lot of opportunities. So that's what we're about on defense, honestly. We don't care who makes the plays. As long as you do your job, you may do your job the best. You may still not make the play, but someone else is making the play, and that's what we're about on defense. So it was good to see.
Jesse, it looked like you changed it up a little bit. It wasn't the same, obviously Lou had talked about earlier in the week, you got to change things up.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like you guys didn't rely as much on the 8-man and, kind of gave them more four-man looks. And I wonder how'd you think that play out?
Yeah. I think every year is different. They got, different guys. So when we were playing them last year, we had a lot of, stuff based off, number 10, Tariq. So this year we were able to kind of get, I feel like, a little bit more matchy on these guys. They still, I think number 11, we kind of slept on him a little bit. He got off a little bit. I'm not sure how many yards he had, but he made a lot of huge plays throughout that game. But yeah, I thought we did a really good job. I think there was a couple of times where we were in an 8-man type of drop, and guys just out there plastering. There's the first play, and then there's the second play where Mahomes just kind of uses his athletic abilities and makes something happen. And I thought we did a really good job of staying over top and matching up on guys.
Jesse, when I think back to when this season started, there seemed to be this prevailing mindset that there was unfinished business with this team, and the way people went about practicing in training camp and the way you guys went about your business, it was this singular minded purpose that we need to get back and finish what we do. Is that playing out now? Was that true what I felt, and is that playing out now?
Yeah. Like you said, we had a lot of the core pieces of our team come back. We also added a couple of guys on the offensive line side, and they came from winning type of program. So we knew what we had in the locker room. I wasn't able to be here during training camp, but just being able to be in contact with them throughout that time to hear how people were just working working out, just people taking extreme ownership of their personal stuff. And I think that leads to us being so close as a team. We have a really close team. We started off kind of slow, not how we wanted to. But I mean, we're a couple plays away from being, top of the top. And, for us to be playing our best ball at this point of time is always good. So, yeah, I mean, there's always, the season is a up and down, up, up. You get humbled again. So, yeah, like I said, this team is one, experienced. We've been there before. We know what it feels like. We know what it looks like and what it takes. So, like I said, the sky's the limit for this team. And I'm excited to see what we can do.
Thank you.
Jesse, obviously, y'all got Cleveland coming up this weekend. The last two games that have really mattered, excluding the Week 18 game last year, they've had a lot of big plays through the air against you guys. What is it a bit about them that's enabled them to get those big yards on attempt when you play them?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm still kind of like celebrating a little bit from the last night's game. I haven't really got on to the Browns, but yeah, I think something about number 11, the people's guy. He has huge games against us all the time. I'm trying to think back. I feel like he's always kind of been the deep. He's caught a couple of deep balls on us when we play the Browns. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a week in and week out type of league. What they did to us earlier, in prime time, that's when everybody thought, maybe the Bengals aren't that good. Then you go 4-0, win 4 in a row, and people think we're the best. So I think it's just, having that same type of lock-in, same preparation that we had against the Chiefs, the Titans. Even though the Browns aren't in the top of the top seedings or anything, we got to treat them the exact same, because like I said, this is the NFL. They got Coop over there, they got number 11. they're getting D-Watt back. So there'll be a lot of things that we got to deal with this week. Like I said, every week presents a different challenge. So the Browns, I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they got, I feel like one of the best running backs in the league, and then you got Deshaun Watson coming back. So it'll be a good test for us.
What do you remember about the 2020 game in Houston with Watson? That was I think a 37-34 or something. It was a
yeah, I remember we didn't play that well on defense. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I remember Deshaun being able to, just like any other quarterback in this league nowadays, being able to extend plays with his feet, and just make plays based off his athletic ability. Which like I said, there's gonna be another, problem that's gonna present itself throughout this week that they do as far as with moving him around. So they also have to get used to him as well. So we'll be excited to dive into that tomorrow.
Jesse, what happened in the second quarter when you fell to the turf in the end zone?
Yeah, I kind of felt something the first. I laid on the ground. It was funny. Me and Vaughn tackled number one, and we were laying face to face, pile on top of us. I'm just looking at him face to face, literally on the turf. I'm like, "Hey, bro, I'm about to go down." And then I think it was first down. I think they had just got that first down, and I kind of felt something in my groin area. So I could have probably stayed in, but I was just being safe. I saw a couple guys running on the field as well, so just doing my part, man. Like I said, I thought I could have probably stayed up for that play, but it's not the first time it's happened in this league. So.
Hey, Jesse, how much do you think that the experience that you guys had last year handling big wins will help you guys in this situation where, yes, of course, yesterday was a big win, but it seems like for the most part, you guys kind of have the attitude that, yeah, it was a big win, but, we still have a lot more in front of us that will allow you guys to not have that letdown game this week against the Browns?
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like this locker room, we have a lot of guys who's been in these type of situations. Yeah, we don't have a very young team where we're overreacting to, big wins. We understand that this league is a 1 week type of season. And yeah, it's okay that we can celebrate. Like we said, we had Monday off. Zach literally told the team that we have Monday off, no more pads and stuff like that. So it's part of Coach Taylor as well. He does a really good job of just understanding us players. And then, like I said, even when players don't have to be in there, players are in there working out. Joey B and I watched him work out and then go watch film on the Cleveland Browns. So when you got leaders like that on your team, it's hard to get caught up and stuck on these big type of games that you had some success in. But none of that matters if you don't go out there and perform the next week. So that's going to go down to once obviously our coaches and then also leaders on this football team.
Jesse, I'm curious. I know you guys have all the faith in the world in Lou, but when he comes up and installs a game plan where you guys are going to kind of do the opposite of what the book says against Mahomes and really come after him with the blitz and heat him up, what was the reaction to you or from you and the other guys on defense when you found out that was going to be the plan on Sunday?
Yeah, I love Coach Lou. That's his. I always talk about his Italian type of grittiness. It may get in the way a little bit sometimes when he gets a little fired up. But no, we talked about it. Like I said, that's something that that's why I think we're so good on defense, playing really at a really high level, is because he's telling us what he's thinking. He's telling us, hey, I'm thinking this on our very first third down in the red zone. This is what we're thinking. I think our players, we just soak it all in, and we understand what his mindset is going into the game. So, yeah, I knew that he was going to be aggressive with the cover zero blitz. That's kind of been a staple for us. You know, Mahomes just a hell of a player. He kind of backed up and just launched it. And number 11 made a play on it. So, yeah, it's something that we always talk about throughout the week, early in the week, when we're installing, you know, first and second down. What are we thinking? Third down, and then go to red zone. There's always, you know, a very detailed Coach Lou in those meetings of what he doesn't want to give up and what he does. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
And you mentioned earlier about how you guys want to make your biggest plays in the fourth quarter. I imagine the other 31 league teams in the league have that goal as well. What is it about this unit where you guys aren't able to do that, where you're able to be so strong in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. I don't know. We just got a bunch of tough guys in this locker room that understands that, you know, the first three quarters, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, there's going to be, you know, the ball is going to be in the air, and there's going to have to be some type of big play to be made for us to have success. So, I mean, it's not just a defensive mindset. I think it's a whole team where, you know, you don't even see, you know, guys, teams taking the ball against Mahomes, you know, to start the game off. You know, people didn't even think about that. I thought that was really aggressive by Coach Taylor, and it worked out really well for it. So, yeah.
Jesse, Cam Taylor-Britt inserted in the lineup, and this young kid is tough. He's an aggressive tackler. He plays hurt. Your thoughts about how he's played thus far?
Yeah, I'm super proud of Cam. I was able to meet him during the offseason when we had drafted him, and I was like, yeah, I like this kid. I just love his energy. If you ever around him, you can just kind of feel his vibe and how genuine he is. And then for him to kind of come in at a critical point when Cheeto had got hurt, kind of says a lot about how mature how fast he matured. For him to ask the right questions and for him to be able to receive when I'm talking to him or Vaughn. You know, he has all the God-given abilities. I mean, he's fast, he hits hard, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times when you get players like that, they don't listen, or, you know, they can't really understand the coverage. So being able to be a young guy and having veterans around him, leaders, and he's just always looking at us like, hey, just talk to me, give me the call. And I've been there before. Like, I've been there, a rookie, you know, playing in big, probably not as big of games my rookie year, but just for him to understand and be able to receive, you know, calls and translate it to the field and have success is really good for him. And like I said, you're going to see a lot of Cam Taylor-Britt over the next couple of years here in Cincinnati. So I'm happy for him.
Does him being a rookie remind you of your football age at this point?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I always tell myself I'm still a little younger, on the younger side, but I think Cam a 2000 baby? I think he might be a 2000 baby. A little different. I call that generation a little different. Throw it off.
Thanks, man.
You can tell the way he hit. So